Hi everyone, it's Elsa, visual designer and Adobe XD ambassador, and today I have a really cool video where I'm going to be showing you how I take my XD designs and turn them into live websites using Webflow. So if you don't know, Webflow is a no-code platform that lets you build live sites, live responsive sites, I guess I should add, without really having to know how to code. So it's super useful for people like me who tried coding and realized it was really hard but it provides an alternative way to build websites without having to have all that knowledge. So I use it a lot, and I just kind of wanted to show you how you can combine Webflow and XD to essentially turn your websites and turn your designs to life. So right now we're in XD and I already have my landing page designed. It's a cute dog adoption website. Very simple and straightforward because that's the best thing to start out with. And before I even start building in Webflow, typically I go on to share. So when you click onto the share tab, you have a couple different options for how you can share your designs. Usually, I'd go with like design review or user testing if you're sharing your designs to get feedback. But there is another option called development, which you typically use if you were sharing your design to a developer or someone who needed to access the actual code of the design for building the website or building the app into an actual thing. So you also have an option where you can check this box if you want to download assets. So that means all the external assets that you've implemented into your design. So images, these vector shapes, will also be put into one file that you can download once you've shared your link. So that kind of just simplifies that entire process for you. So I've already shared my link and I have it open. So we're just going to go to that. So this is what it will look like. It'll show you your design and then a couple more options here. So first and foremost, you can actually click the different elements in the page and get information on them. So if I click on this text link, it tells me positioning, it tells me what style it is, font size, letter spacing, line height, the color, and then also all that information presented in CSS format as well, if that's easier or more useful. It also kind of tells you the spacing compared to other elements on the page. So similar to how I would do that in XD, it also does that here. So that's kind of a really easy and quick way of kind of just knowing, oh, okay, this is 120 pixels from the top of the page or from the left of the page. This is the margin, etc. Also, if you choose not to click anything, it kind of gives you all this overview in terms of information. So like I said before, you have your assets here that you can easily click and download. It'll give you the full color scheme and also all the different character styles that you've used. Super useful way of kind of just getting really all the information you need to then start building your site in Webflow. So I've already created my new Webflow project, and I've already set that up as a blank template. Obviously, full disclaimer, this is not a step-by-step tutorial on how to use Webflow. If that's what you would prefer, then they have a lot of different courses that you can take that'll provide that information for you. This course is more specifically for just showing you how you can turn your designs into live websites, should you choose to want to learn that particular skill. So right now I'm starting out with designing the header section. I've applied a flex box to it because I want my logo to be on the left and my navigation links to be on the right. So I want to separate them in that way. And I'm just going to add our little dog icon here on the left. First, I'm going to figure out the margin. So this is 140 pixels from the left and 50 pixels from the top. I might probably I'm probably just gonna limit that to 100, mostly because I feel like 140 pixels is a lot, but I might adjust it accordingly as well if I feel like, okay, no, it's actually what I need. But we'll go with this for now. And I'm just gonna add a div block, and this is going to be for my logo. I already know that this is around 120 pixels. We'll see how large that is because a lot of this content is relative. How it looks in your design and how it actually looks when you are building it might seem different. So, you should definitely feel free to adjust certain things accordingly if you feel like this isn't how I thought it would be, because that's typically what I do as well. I don't think there's ever been a time I designed something in any design platform and then built it like exactly. I've always had to make adjustments. So for instance, I think this logo is probably too big. So I'm gonna cut it down to probably like 80 pixels. Yep, that works. I'm gonna add another div block if of course my computer decides to allow me to do so. And this is gonna be for my navigation. I'm just going to call it navigation because our landing page does not have a footer. So we do need to stipulate what type of navigation it is. And then let me just make this relative for now. And also, yep. And then in our navigation, we are going to add another div block, and this is going to be our nav link block. The reason I'm using blocks instead of what? Oh yeah, instead of just going straight into the text links is because if we go back to our design, we see we have a cute little dog image that we want to appear on every current page. Obviously, this is just the one page, but if we were assuming we were building more pages, we would want this dog vector to appear behind the link of the current page. So we want to make sure every link block has this vector, except it will be hidden on the others and only seen on the current page. So in this case, it's going to be seen on the home page. So let me just write home for this and then style it accordingly so I don't have an underline. And the color, so of course you can click any element and it'll give you the color, and then you can copy it. So we're gonna just change that color there. Actually, the homepage text color is white because the background of the dog vector is brown. It's the other links that are brown. And I believe, yes, it is comfortable 22 pixels. I think 22 pixels might be too large though, but we'll see how it goes. So in my nav link block, as I said before, we are going to add our dog bone vector right there, and we are going to position it differently. So we want it to appear behind our text, so we are going to make it position absolute, and then going back to our navlink block, I'm just going to apply flexbox because I want the element to be centered. So I'm going to make this relative so I can increase the z index so you can actually see the text on top of the dog bone. Hope we're still following each other. But I'm gonna add padding as well. Probably like 20. Oh, that's a lot. Can I get 20 exactly? Yes. Yep, 20 works. And then rename this nav link. See, in XD, I actually don't rename my layers a lot because, especially for quick designs, because I'm like, why? I don't want to. But in Webflow, I like to because even when you are doing these quick tutorials or quick videos, it just helps to get in the habit of, doing this. Whoops. Okay. I'm trying to copy it. Oh, how is the click box empty? I feel like my laptop likes to actively sabotage against me, and I don't know why. Oh, actually, let me copy it once and then hide the dog bone image here. And then I'm going to change this to, I don't think I have that color copied. Yep, I'm actually going to add it as a color on my, sienna. I guess that's what this color is called, sienna. Okay, and that works. And obviously it's also changed the color on my main link, but I'm going to label this current. Typically in Webflow, once you create more pages and create links, it'll have an automatic current combo class that'll appear. But because we're only designing the one page, and just to make it really simple and quick, I'm just gonna add a manual current class. So this is our current page, so it's gonna be white, and then for all our other pages, they will appear with a brown text. And then I'm gonna add a margin because they need to be spaced out. I think here I've used like 130 pixels, but I I know I can already tell that's probably too much. We're gonna go with 80. See, I think even 80 is actually a lot because keep in mind it's not just the text; it's taking in this whole entire block area, which is why the spacing is a bit off. I think it's 5 links. So let's just see how that's like. Obviously, for our final nav link block, it doesn't need a margin because it's at the end. So we're gonna add a combo class and then remove the margin from there. I still firmly believe 80 is a lot, so let's just go with 40. Um, okay. About adopt foster contact. Okay. Adopt foster contact. Awesome. Okay, cool. This works for now. Now let's go ahead and add a background for this. So I'm just going to create a div block and then I want us to fill the entire page and not have any overflow whatsoever. So I'm going to make it absolute. Fill the entire page. Okay. And then I'm going to add our image. I have like two image versions. I'm not sure why. Let's go with this one. So I'm going to make it custom because I want it to be positioned in a specific way. And okay, how about that? I actually think it's too big. Let's make it 110 pixels. Let's make it 110 pixels, and I kind of want to move it a bit lower to like -20 or something. But let's preview that. Thank you very much. Because I moved it lower, it's decided I don't want it tiled. Yeah, let's add this. And then just in case, as you can see, it peeks out here at the top, I'm just gonna add a manual background color. So this color is gonna appear in areas where our background image is not present, which is, what we want. Except the only problem is that I don't like that it clips like that. So I think I might actually, just to go back, set this to 0, but then move it to the left a bit more. Like maybe there. Okay, cool. I do like that. I think that works. Um, something has happened. I have lost my dog bone image. It has disappeared from my site. Where is it? We don't know. Okay. Well, just in case, it might be my background image, so I'm gonna move that back. There we go. Everything is back to normal now. Okay, cool. Just let's speed things up so we can finish really quickly. Let us add our hero text. So I'm gonna create a new section and call it hero intro. Okay, and in our wonderful hero intro, I'm going to create a div block, and this div block will have all three of these things. So our H1 heading, our, what is this, H3, whatever it is, subheading, and our button. Okay, so I'm gonna name this hero text, and let's start with heading. So let me actually type up what it says first. So let me click this. Also, cool thing, if you're gonna type up your text, it gives it to you. Oh, I actually double clicked by nature, but you actually only have to click it once to copy the content. I think does it just end like that? I'm gonna add an exclamation point. Okay, time to style this. So this entire div is like maximum like 760 pixels. I could go with pixels, or I could like actually decrease the percentage. And the reason why I'm inclined to do it percentage route is that it typically helps a lot when you are then resizing your page. So we're obviously not going to be designing for the other screen sizes in this video, but just something to think about. Let me actually customize it accordingly though. So it's comfortable, 100 pixels. This is the color. So let us do that. Oh, the color's already there. That's the default color. Okay, and it's supposed to be 100 pixels. I fear that might be too much. Or is it? Yeah, that's huge. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's make it. I think 60 pixels is right. And I don't. And then let's adjust this accordingly. So the hero intro is supposed to be a certain distance from the rest of these elements. Like, let's give it like 100 pixels margin. I don't know, maybe 100. Let's try 100 and see where that takes us. I don't think 100 is too bad. And then of course I have to add. I can't remember what I did. Oh yeah, okay. I added 100 pixels for the. Oh, I love this. Okay, so let me just increase the line height a bit more. To those still watching, I hope you are enjoying yourself because I am clearly having a ball here. Okay, I think that's good enough. Is it? No, it's still not. I'm really picky. I always have to make sure things look exactly how I want them to look. I think this is good enough. I'm not even going to go back and check because I know if I do, I'm going to change it. We're going to name this H1. Okay. Let's duplicate this and like make it H3 or something. I don't know what it would actually be. And we are going to call this subheading. So our beautiful subheading, this is the text for it. And it is 35 pixels. So let's just do that. 35 pixels and it is regular. The line height is 39. So okay, 35 pixels is still a lot, so let's actually reduce it even more. I don't know, I put 24. Yeah, I think 24 works. I actually think the line height, yeah, because I reduced the text size. That works. Oh, I love it. I'm actually a fan. I'm a fan. I think our text though has to be a bit smaller, like 35 pixels, if that even made a difference whatsoever. It did not. Let's say 30 pixels. Did that make a difference? It did, although I actually don't like it, so let's go back. Okay, so we have our H1 and we have our subheading. It's given us automatic margins for our text, so 20 top and 10 bottom. Um, yeah, okay. I'm not even going to be picky about that. We'll keep it as it is. And then we're going to add our button element too. So add a button. I'm gonna call it primary button because we clearly obviously have a secondary button to work with. Okay, the text is find your pup. Find your pup. Okay, and then I already know the radius is 100%. Oh, crap. No, it's not. Oh my God. I was working on something that involved circles before. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, 100%. No, sorry. It's actually 43 pixels. That's opacity. Okay. This video is going wonderfully, by the way. I totally know what I'm doing. I'm kidding. But this is kind of what happens when you're designing. Things don't always go as planned. So it is 25 top and bottom padding, and the left and right is 50. So let's do that. 25, 25, 50, 50. That is huge. So let's cut that down like 15, 15, 35. 35. Yeah, that's better. And then the actual text size, I'm not even going to believe the text size because it's too different in terms of what it actually looks like. So I'm actually just going to leave it like that and then add in the color, which is this really nice red. Oh, that's so wonderful. Okay. It's all coming together. I am actually going to adjust the, it's supposed to be 50 pixels from the subheading because we only have one button and it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to make it 20 pixels. And I'm going to make it like 30 pixels maybe. Let's try that. No, I'm actually going to go back to 20 pixels. Trial and error is how we are doing things around here, evidently. The There's a certain je ne sais quoi I'm missing here. So this is actually, I'm going to remove this because it's messing up my vibes. And then I'm gonna bring this entire section up a bit because it's looking a bit low on the page. I'm actually even do like 60. I don't like 60. Let's make it 70. I typically like to work with even numbers, but I like that. Yep, that works. And then we are going to finish off with adding a shadow to our button. As you can see, we've applied this really nice shadow on it. So of course, our XD developer preview gives us all those details. This is the color, 0, 17 pixels y-axis, and blur is 30 pixels. So let's apply those settings here. Box shadow, this is our color. Distance straight down, and it is, what was it on the y-axis? 17 pixels. 17 pixels, 30 blur. Okay, let's see how that looks like. I like that. Okay, we're gonna keep that as it is. So our page is almost done. We are literally, all that's left is just adding our cute little elements here. So typically with that, it's just a matter of trial and error in positioning things as you would want them to. So in our, should I put them in? Yeah, I'm gonna add them to our background image div because that covers the entire page anyway. So I'm gonna call them blobs. This is brown blob. Should I add a background image? No, I'm gonna add an actual image to it. And then I need to just drag the image. I can actually drag, I don't know if I can drag both of them, but I will. So that they can both upload. Okay, nice. Okay, brown blob is going to be like a lot smaller than it actually is. Let's make it 400 pixels. And positioning wise, it will be absolute because we need to position it like all the way here and then up as well. It's like up here. Okay, let's expand to see what that looks like. That's like perfect. Oh my gosh. Wow. I got that immediately. I surprised myself. Yay! Okay, I'm gonna leave that because I like it. We're gonna duplicate Brown Blob and then rename her. No, it's yellow. I don't know why I said her. Yellow Blob. Okay, Yellow Blob has a new image, which is this yellow. Size wise, I'm just gonna keep the size the same and then play around with like, you know, dragging it to the right place. I kind of just like dragging things. I don't know. I don't like, I don't manually input values. I just drag until it's where it's meant to be. Preview. Is this what it's supposed to? Our doggy image is a bit too close for comfort. I actually think I probably went with the wrong image. Yeah, I think I did. Okay. I know we're supposed to be done with this video by now to not make it super long, but this is me designing something and then talking through it. That's what this is. I think our, like, this is done. And I'm just going to change this to this particular image because I'm realizing that is probably image. Yes, exactly. That is probably the image we were supposed to work with. Oh my gosh. And just like that, our page is done. And it looks pretty darn similar to our final product. Yeah, so it's pretty that straightforward in that sense. Once you're comfortable with the basics, you can pick things up pretty quickly. Obviously, if I went back, I would adjust things more, reposition a couple of these elements, add more interactivity. So if you're hovering over a button or a link, what would it do? But for the sake of this video, we decided to keep things real simple. But Regardless, I do hope that this was helpful or at the very least interesting for you to watch. If you'd like me to keep making this kind of content, let me know because I wanted to change things up, show you how you can use XD and a different product as well. I think sometimes that kind of content can be really helpful to know what more can I do with XD beyond just designing things in XD. But till next time, thank you for watching.